Hey, this is Lacey, your Las Vegas gal. I wanted to give you a little bit of an update about what the hell's going on in the market here in Las Vegas, specifically as it relates to rentals, buying, and selling. I'm not going to do a typical market update where I throw a bunch of stats at you that don't make any sense or make anything mean anything to you. I'm actually here just to basically give you kind of the rundown of what I believe is happening and how you can prepare and make adjustments accordingly based on what you're planning to do here in Vegas. So let's talk about rentals. Rentals are really, really hard right now. I've really prided myself in being able to serve people who need help finding a rental here in Vegas because there's not a whole lot of real estate agents in town that are willing to take the time to do so. There's not enough of a payday attached to it, and it's a lot of work, basically the same amount of work you would do if you were going to be buying or renting. So it's a little bit frustrating. So as a team, we had committed over the last year or two to really focus on serving the people who need help with finding a rental and hoping to help educate them about, the best idea when it comes to buying and the proper way to go about it, things like that. We do about 95% relocation outside of our listings here in town. And because of that, there's often people who want to move into town for, 6 months or a year, feel out the area, figure out where they want to live, and then buy. Unfortunately, right now, we're in a little bit of a rental crisis. The governor has recently extended the moratorium on evictions. So between now and the end of the year, I don't foresee a whole lot of inventory becoming available for those of you who might be looking to rent a home. With that being said, there's not really enough homes for the amount of people coming into town. Don't know if you've noticed, but there's quite a few people around the world who are basically making new life decisions based on, the fact that they can work from home permanently. Their boss told them, hey, live where you want to. We trust you now. You've proven that this actually work from home thing can actually work. So with that being said, we're really seeing an influx of people, in addition to California and a bunch of tax laws and stuff that are changing. We are just seeing an influx of crazy amounts of people coming in town, many of whom want to rent. The problem with that is that rentals are just almost impossible right now. If you don't have amazing credit, if you don't have amazing rental history, and if you don't have a solid job that you can prove is set up and ready to go, you are going to have yourself a very hard time getting a rental. So unfortunately, as our team is moving into this new age of what the heck's going on with rentals, we're not able to really serve anybody or do what our duties call us to do, which is to properly represent our clients in the rental arena. So we're recommending that many of you who might be considering moving to Vegas, or even if you're already here and you're thinking about moving, that you consider an apartment or a condo because there's so much more of that inventory available versus the inventory that would be an actual house or a townhome that would be your own space. So I know that's not really ideal for a lot of you. I know that many of you have large dogs and there's concerns as it relates to that, but I'm just here to tell you that it's just it's a lost cause right now, and I don't want to be doom and gloom, but I just always want to bring reality and realistic expectations. So from a rental perspective, the key word here is apartment and shortage of inventory, and just basically be patient and check out apartments.com. It's a great resource that I'd recommend to just see what's out there and what's the availability. Rental rates are also climbing a little bit, which is making buying far more of an option for people. I've had probably 10 clients in the last 3 weeks tell me that they were going to rent, and then they realized that they ran the numbers and realized buying was actually cheaper than renting on a monthly basis. So, and then they were able to take advantage of really low rates right now and really great loan programs. So they've ended up buying, and they're now earning equity as they buy and live in the home, which is obviously what we want everybody to be able to do because real estate's a great investment. So buying is a little bit of a frustrating process right now as well. Again, we have a bit of a low inventory. Nobody wants to move. Nobody wants to leave their house, especially with the pandemic happening. So because of that, there's a lot of people just kind of sitting and waiting. Some of them are pushing their mortgages to the end of their loan. Some of them are waiting to get their jobs back. There's just a lot of homeowners that are in the midst of we don't know. And so with that comes low inventory for houses as well. It's not all doom and gloom though. There are amazing new homes that are being built all over Las Vegas. We have so many. Our team is filled with experts for the new home communities around town. And we love being able to shed light on the fact that you could actually build your own home from scratch, or you could buy up something that might have been, canceled in the midst of a deal previously, so you can get actually a pretty good deal. There are pros and cons with buying and buying a resale versus a new home. So obviously, you can reach out to us and let us know if you need more clarification on that. But buying is definitely a better option right now. I'm not saying this because I'm a realtor. I don't care if you ever buy, but my goal is to make sure you have the right information to make decisions on or from. Renting, kind of a rough spot right now. Buying, the real word for you there is patience and frustration. Really, you're going to be frustrated because there's multiple offers hitting many of the homes that are listed on online that people are going after. There's 5, 10, 12 offers for each home, so it makes it really frustrating. When you fall in love with something and you try to make it happen. Here to tell you that it's going to stay frustrating for a little while longer. My crystal ball tells me that in springtime-ish, maybe sooner, we're going to start seeing homeowners take advantage of the fact that they do have equity in their homes, list them to sell, and then because they may not have a job or not know what they're going to do next, utilize that capital that they're creating, that ROI on their initial investment, and use that to live off of until things get better. So don't know what your plan is if you're a homeowner. If that's something you're thinking about, I'll talk about that in a minute. But really for you as a buyer, there's amazing, ridiculously low loan programs right now with amazing rates that are going to give you more money to spend and get you more house for your money. We've got low inventory with the resale, but a ton of inventory for new homes. And the new homes and resale are pretty close in price point. The only thing you'd have to keep in mind is that your backyard would not be finished, or if you want a pool or things like that, you'd have to put those things in. But for the most part, prices are pretty comparable between the two. And then if you're thinking of selling, I've made notes here. If you're thinking of selling, it may sound like, oh, it's a seller's market. You can list your house for anything and make all kinds of money. But I just want to make sure that if you're thinking of selling or cashing in on your equity, that you think really long and hard about that before doing so. The real estate market in general, across the nation, across the world, has never been something that stayed in the gutter, right? It goes up, it goes down, it's a roller coaster, but it's not something that you can put in money and get money right back on a typical basis. So you need to really think about real estate as a long-term investment, not something that you can quick flip unless you're in that business of doing so, and now is not the time for that. With that being said, if you're thinking still heavily about listing your home, do not get disillusioned by what your neighbor tells you they sold their house for, how much money someone down the street says they made. Really work closely with your real estate professional to pull comps and to price your home appropriately. We are seeing, because there is a misnomer that there is a seller's market and everyone can get as much money as they can right now. Yes, that is somewhat true. You can list your home for a little bit higher than you might expect, but you have to still depend on an appraisal coming in at the end to make sure that it's valued at what people are willing to pay. You have to be willing to ride the wave of what happens if the buyer that you choose gets laid off from their job or something changes, and then you cancel and have to relist again. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into listing your home right now. Even in a seller's market, it can still be kind of scary. So you want to make sure you hire a team that knows how to market the home appropriately, knows how to price it appropriately, and who's going to work with you individually on a one-on-one team style basis to make sure that you are in the same boat as the realtor and that you guys are on the same page at all times, and that it's a real team effort to make sure you're understanding what the heck to expect and what's going on. So whether you're renting, whether you're looking to buy, or whether you're thinking about selling, there's quite a few things to keep in mind with all of them. From a selling perspective, it would be opportunity. There's definitely opportunity for you to make money. That's my one word kind of reminder for you there. But be reasonable is my 2-word reminder. So for selling, you've got lots of opportunity. Please be reasonable with how you price your home and the process in which you go about it. Hire a professional, me or someone from my team. From a buying perspective, frustration and patience are going to be your balancing words there. I want to make sure you're aware of what frustration is coming and that you have patience through the process. And for renting, I don't want you to lose hope, so don't lose hope, really. Apartments are a really great option, especially if you're only thinking about renting for a little while. And at the end of the day, we're here to help no matter which of these categories you fit into. We aren't able to serve the rental market like we want to by taking you out and looking at homes unless you are a stellar on the paper, you have a job, have great credit, and you're not going to have any problem getting approved. All of that, we've got some rules that come into play with how we can engage with you there, but that's about it. Other than that, we're going to encourage you to look at apartments until the pandemic and all of the rental stuff kind of dissipates and we can figure out what this really looks like for the future. If you're thinking about buying, we definitely want to talk to you. We want to make sure that you're speaking to the right kind of lenders, that you're weighing all your options as far as loans go, and that you have experts like us who can show you the new homes that are available, talk to you about what it means to buy a new home versus resale, and who know everything you can know about this city because we've mostly grown up here or are born and raised here, depending on who you talk to on the team. So I know this is a lot of information, but I know there's a lot of people curious about what the heck's going on. There's articles coming out saying that Vegas is the worst market to be in and that the prices are going to crash and fall. And I'm just here to tell you, like, my crystal ball tells me we're going to have a lot more homes hitting the market in the next 6 months. We're going to see a lot more opportunity for buyers who do want to take advantage of that. We might see prices fall. I don't know. But what I do know is the rental buying and selling market have always continued to grow. It's never been a down and then stayed down. So keeping that in mind when you're looking at what you're going to do here in Vegas, please feel free to reach out. I'll put a link in the description to this video, as well as in my bio, as well as, you know, anywhere that you can click to see more information. And that link will take you basically to fill out a form, and our team can reach out and answer any questions you have, or just get an understanding of what your situation is and how we can maybe serve you or guide you the best that we can. So if you don't know already, my goal is to basically help you learn how to live your best Las Vegas life. And that starts with, where do you live, right? It's one thing to move into a city and experience and explore and have a great time. It's another to move to a city and not know where to live, not know what the neighborhood's going to provide to you as far as amenities go, and also to move into the wrong area of town. So for your lifestyle, we really work closely hand in hand to guide you and make sure that what we're providing as far as opportunities go align with your lifestyle that you're trying to build here in Vegas. So this is Lacey, your Las Vegas gal, telling you you can live your best Las Vegas life. I'm here to help you. My team is here to back me up, and we really want to make sure that you're making a sound decision and you understand fully what to expect when you walk through the doors or the gates or drive down the strip of arriving to your new house and your new life here in Vegas. If you already live here, we're still here helping you figure out how to live your best Las Vegas life. If any of these scenarios apply to you, we still want to help you as well. Otherwise, this is Lacey, your Las Vegas gal. I'll see you next time. Please remember to click the link below. Let us know if we can help answer any questions that you might have, and we'll see you next time.